Good morning, folks. Welcome back. I think today we're going to go back into working on some vehicles. It's been a long time since we've done one. And I think we're going to start with an air vehicle. Our, I don't know, mission statement, if you will, for this is a civilian air vehicle, but from a largely militarized culture. So there might be some elements of function over form or function defines form, but it's going to be a personal air vehicle. And I think we're going to start with a cylinder. And given that it is the chosen, it's going to have 7 sides. Okay. And then which way do we want to go? I think we want the flat on the bottom. So RX90. Come on. There we go. Now, let's try to build in a basic form to this thing. And I think we need a person too. You're making a vehicle like this, having a person as your basis for scale, kind of to remind you, is usually a good thing. Okay. There we go. And let's take this and tab. It's not quite one, but good enough. Okay. And we'll grab our guy. Huey. We're making a Huey. Huey's forward. Okay. So this sucker. Rotation scale. Tab. 3. We're just going to extrude it. And then we're going to take 2. And maybe with proportional. That's cool. I'm going to scale it in like that. Also cool. Maybe I think that we're sort of jumping around, but let's mirror it. That way. Yeah. Okay. And then in our mirror, we'll just turn this on so it can go both directions, and it just modifies it. Nose, X, something like that. Okay. Sure. And then 3 again. E and 1. Shift S2. Set our origin to that. And then 3 and scale that in so it just scales it all up, but it keeps our top flat like that. We're kind of looking at like a helicopter body. Something like that. And then E again. And scale it up just a bit more. Something like that. Seems like a good back end. I think we want to be a little bit wider. So let's just scale our whole thing. We want it to be a lot wider, but like a little wider. So how wide is it now? Let's see. 2.38. That seems good. Let's just take it to 2.5. We'll just use that. Okay. 2.5 meters seems good for sort of a 2-seater on a seat on each side vehicle. And we'll probably make it a 4-seater or something with a cockpit. So we could easily fit 2 seats there. We need some kind of a cockpit front. E. Let's go to individual origins and scale that in. Good morning, Patrick. How you doing? That seems all right to me. Also kind of goes to our crystal vibes that we've been doing lately. So that works. Now the next thing I want to try is select these, this, 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 and Shift E and strengthen all of them. So we've sharpened those edges. And now, if we do a Control 2, get a rounded form, but it keeps those edges sharp. And that's kind of fun. I think I'm liking that. And I think maybe 3, face, poke the face. Control E. What happens if we Shift E and sharpen that? No, we don't want to sharpen that. But we do want to sharpen these, I think. Cool. And 1, turn off proportional. Again, take a look at our side view. Cool. I feel like that works. Can we take these faces and set them slightly and in like that? Do we want to do that? No. I don't like the circle. Let's not do that yet. We'll figure that one out in a minute. There we go. Keeping it that way. Let's save into something. Save into something more comfortable. 250318 live stream chosen air car, for lack of a better word for it. Okay. Now, this is not an anti-gravity vehicle, so we're going to need some wings, some propulsion things. Can I take this and bevel it? And then sharpen that down? Ooh, yes we can. 3, 7, E, G, X. Like that. Kind of more of an airplane vibe if we go that far. That's kind of neat. Like that. Where's our door going to be in this case? You're building a one-person Mars blimp, then we are in a similar vibe today. Come back in like that. Cool. Take it up a bit to that. My crow friend is back on my balcony. There he goes. I like that. And we're working sub D, subdivision modeling, so we're keeping our simple forms to get our good curves. And that gives us something neat. Very like a seagull or a sparrow look. I like it. That's fun. Cool. Let's take this one. Give us our tail. Me too. Let me take that. That goes back to solid like that. That's very 70s looking, but I kind of dig it. Bring it back in. All right, that's feeling kind of cool to me. As a base form, obviously we are very, very simple still. Now we have two options, I'm thinking, for propulsion. We either put something in here, which is fairly tiny, or we put something here at the end. Let's see. Mesh. Cylinder again. This one we want to be 7 again, radius of 2, depth of 0.25. Might need a bit more than that, but whatever. And we move it to there. Something like that. And we can mirror it. I'm just checking. That's one option. We can all the way out to the end if we wanted to, or do we want it more like in here? Or somewhere in the middle. We could do something like that. Kind of underneath that section. So that thing is like a brace holding it up. I mean, that's kind of cool. Take it up higher to like that. I kind of dig on that. I think that's neat. Let's try it with something else, but I like that idea. So I'll put it there. Get rid of that. Shift A. I'm going to use a different material thing though. Mesh, diamond, gem. Segments of 7. Cool. Radius of 2. No, 1.5. Table radius, table height. Like that. It feels too chunky. Pavilion height, bring that up. Or flip it. Let's see. I really wanted this to work, but of course that means it may not. Yeah, I'm not liking it. It's going to go back to there. I like those better. I think it's better flat. So we'll do flat. I'm going to put a gemmy thing somewhere else. Tab 3, 3, inset to like there. Control E, bridge edge loops. Here we go. Cut our hole. And come back to this bad boy? E. No. Just G. Yeah, so it extends it to the full length of the thing. Cool. Can live with that. I think that'll work. Then let's go grab ourselves a component. Get bash 3D, drones. Let's see. Need a rotor. Not the housing, but the actual rotor. Load that around. There we go. I can't do it in edit mode. Did it come in? Yes, it did. S100. It's not quite that big, but object set origin to 3D cursor. Object set origin geometry to origin. Scale it in just a bit, and some of this needs to be thicker, or this needs to be thinner. SZ, or both, and then TAM PZ. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know. I am not loving it yet. Kind of like the form, though. I'll join these together. Probably that means I screwed up materials, but whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Scale. Put those back here. It might be interesting. Let's try that. We'll go like this. And we're just kind of going to try to line it up because it's not exact. And then we're going to Shift A, mesh, add another cylinder. And what was the scale on the other one? 0.347 of 2, whatever. Good. Okay. Great. This one, Control C, copy rotation. Great. Because this one is going to cut into this one. Yeah, I think I like that better. And I know they're not lined up exactly, but that's okay. I like that. I think that's a better looking thing, even if it isn't in any real world going to ever give us enough lift for what we wanted. I think it just looks cooler. We may give it a few jets too, just to be like, see, it's a whatever weird sci-fi thing, you know. Okay, this object, well, really this, both of these, Shift D, and I'm going to take that and remove that. Great. And I got two right, yeah. Cool. Whatever. Tab here, two. Grab those. Shift S2. Great. Object set origin 3D cursor. Object set origin geometry to origin. Rotation is going to be, I'm just going to zero it all out for right now, and then Y90. Is that too big? Or is that okay? I think it's okay. And then this one, object set origin 3D cursor, object geometry to origin, Alt R, RY90. Cool. And then cut in. Great. So now we have that going on there. I think that's looking pretty cool. Let's save. Okay. This bad boy here, tab. You know what? I think I'm going to change this. Whew. Well, that's maybe a bit much than I wanted. There we go. Okay. Maybe we'll try the gem thing again. Mesh, diamond, gem. Cool. We're going to rotate it Y90. No, X90, or maybe minus 90. I think minus 90. We'll get there. Cool. Pavilion height, more radius. Bring this whole thing in. Table radius, bring that in. No. That's well, actually, I don't mind that it kind of pokes out like that a little bit. Pavilion height, that might be a bit much. Let's bring it back in because we don't want to be quite feeling so military. Location, Y. I'm moving it here so we don't lose all of our modifications. That's why I'm not just dragging it. Because here I can still change the stuff. But as soon as I leave this panel, I can't change anything anymore. That feels kind of interesting. And goes with the vibe of our people. So let's do it. Okay, now I am going to click it. And here, tab 1, GY. I'm going to bring that forward to there. Maybe I'll bring it to, actually, probably want to do it for all of them, don't I? Just cover in a little bit, but no, I think that's still cool. Okay, so that's gonna be like our cockpit. cockpit, probably, for lack of a better word. Digging it. Let's try it again over here. Mounting. Shift A, mesh, diamond, gem. See, I like it there for some kind of an engine thing. We'll do that. It's actually kind of neat. Just lower the pavilion height. Back more like that. That's kind of cool. Sure. We're going to do more to it, I think, but... Cool. So what happens if we take this bad boy here and Q, add modifier, wireframe it. If you're thinking Seth has no idea what he's doing, you're right, and that's the point. I'm all right with that. Come on. No. Just want this thing from the bottom. Great. And X faces. X faces. Bring it down just a titch to like there. And Q, add modifier, solidify it. Right like that. If I want that. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe. It's different, which I like. Start bringing this thing back. Flatten it. Object, set origin to 3D cursor. And scale it in. Feels something like that. I don't know. Let's see if this thing... Yeah, that's better, I think, as a housing. And I suppose probably we should take this down if we care. We're going to take that down too, or scale it up slightly. I don't know. I'm still very much on the fence about it. I like it better than I did before, though. Okay, save. So, how do people get into this thing? I think we need to apply our subdiv now. I'm actually going to apply all. Just take a look at it, see what it gives us. Thanks, I hate it. Now, can we quad remesh it to make it more the way I want it? How many is it now? 1,300. Quad remesh. Symmetry on X. Quad count 1,500. Remesh it. It's not exact. I like it better. There's some weird wobbles now, though, that I'm not fond of. Let's try 2,000. Some parts I like better. Some parts I like worse. This thing needs to be fixed. Here. Some weird shit going on here that we don't really want anyway. Let's see. Dot. Can I take... one. See. All of these. And merge last. What does that do? No, that's awful. It's just too many faces. I don't need it or want it this many. 3 or 1, 2. Come on, Seth. Oh, here, here. Plus, 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 plus. I got all that too, damn it. Fuck you. Shift G, coplanar. Alright. Alright, we skin this cat this way. Coplanar. Control X. That flattens that down. X, that flattens all that down. That is more like what we wanted. Is that okay? I mean, it's a... We need that to be 2 faces, don't we? Well, maybe. One. Jeet. Actually, let's undo it first. Shift S2, go to 3D cursor. Let's see if this works for what I want. SZ0. That is better, I think, for what I wanted. Okay. Now can I remesh it and see what it does? Ooh, weird shit. Let's not do adaptive size. Still weird shit. Maybe we just keep it the way it is. There's gotta be a way to do this. It's a good way to get this. You wanna get... Try use normal splitting. Let's check it at 2,500. Okay, that actually looks like it may have worked. Tab. It's not great still. It's kind of much the same mesh as before, to be honest. Yeah. I'm just going to keep it. Will deal. We can always cut in it other ways if we want to, but we want to put a door basically in this thing is what I'm looking to do and figure out where to do that. How do you get into this thing? Something that feels like most people never bother thinking about when they're doing air vehicles. It's like, how the fuck do you get in? I think we're going to go under the wing. Which may not be the best place, but that's where it's going to go. And actually, P section, we'll just make it its own thing. Mirror it. Mirror it. Okay. So we have two doors, one on each side, that come up underneath the wing. I'm going to say they're going to probably fold down here like ramps too. And here, let's take these, inset. Great. And do we want to one kind of curve our windows in a little bit? Maybe we do. Cool. And inset in just slightly. We'll come back to materialize it, but I think that's a good vibe for that. Cool. And then this sucker here, we're going to do the same thing, I think. Here, here. And inset. Oh, come on. I'm not going to measure it, but that's kind of close enough, I think. And we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's fix a few things first. Here and here. Come on. These two merge, center. Great. That'll make our life way easier. Bevel again. No, not that. Let's see. Undo. Well, you're going to be a pain in my ass, aren't you? There's a way to do this. Shape. No, not segments. Shape. Segments 8. Shape. And the problem is it doesn't cut through, right? Undo. I know there's a way to round this. I always just forget how to do it. It's these ones that have more than 4 edges to them. Undo, 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 undo. Just going back. Okay. Let's just do it with 3 KX or KY. There. That'll cut that for one thing. That's better. That's going to make our life easier anyway. Inset. They still kind of come out though, don't they? Maybe we'll just leave it alone for right now. We'll figure out the wings or the windows in a second. Getting ahead of ourselves anyway. Right. But I like we got a door. This we can do. Let's go 0.0125. Okay, great. Long normals and in just slightly minus 0.0125. Okay, and we need to just give it a material that's separate. Plus assign new, just so it has a glass thing there. So that's our cockpit front. Cool. And we're still very, very simple in our design. We haven't done anything interesting yet. Let's see. I keep wanting to do these windows. They keep just calling me. Because I really need to curve them. Minus 0.0125. Yeah, that's fine. It's a window there. I like that. Kind of comes along our edge. Great. Maybe we kind of keep the rest of them sort of low on windows. You are correct. I mean, could be a Flintstone car, I guess. No. Yeah, you are correct. Material plus tab assign. So the window's been set now. And hi, Michael. I'll take a look at some parts over here just to see if there's anything that kind of attracts my interest that I want to use. That's kind of cool. All that's kind of neat. Take that. Let's just see what we get with it. Allocation, copy objects. Grab the whole thing. Great. I don't want the whole thing though. Don't want that. Oh, come on. Oh, I see. Alt P, clear parent. No, get rid of that. No. Where'd they go? How big is it now? Huge! Flippin' huge! Grasshopper S.01. Control A. Scale. RX90. Are fine. Medium point. Object set origin to geometry. Just trying to see if we can get to it. I am not above kit bashing if we can make it work, obviously. It's kind of a neat looking vibe there. It's actually a really neat looking vibe. Mm-hmm. I like it. It's kind of fun. Let's narrow it in just a little. X should be 0. It's fine. It's close enough to 0. It's just probably giving us a rounding error. Great. Right on that. Cool. That's fun. I like it. Gives us just sort of that extra bit that we want. Now let's see if we can take this. Okay. And we are mirrored, correct? Yes. Shift Q. Turn off dynamic scale. Shift Q. Panels. Square. It's kind of fun. But a little too much. It might be a little too much. Panel size max of 10. That'll cut it down a lot. Yeah, that's cool. Digging that. Interesting that our doors got this hole. Why is that? Did I move my doors? I don't think so. Did I move this? Yes, I did. Okay. Cool. Definitely better. I think those panels help. So I guess I can just get rid of those faces, technically. Because I have it from the panel here. There's no need to double it. Great. Cool. Save that. I feel like this thing needs some width. Those sections here. L. P section. This thing, come on, grab it. Q, add modifier, solidify. Or in. Yeah, in. That's better. And then sharpen it again. Cool. Just so it because it's had a hole in it, we need to give it some solidity. But that looks good. They're kind of like jet intakes now or whatever. That's fun. It's kind of looking fun. I'm liking it. Is it time to start materializing it? No weapons on the sucker because it is a personal vehicle. And that's cool. Yeah, I think it might be time to start giving it some materials. Do we want to paint it? What do we want to do to it? Let's go look at... The first thing we know we want to do is over here. We'll give this one the glass window pane from big, medium, small. This one will also be glass window pane. And here we didn't do these ones, but we're just going to real quick. Plus, assign glass window pane. Right? Yeah. So that's where our windows would be. As of right now. Okay. So we can go with the Star Wars Classic, which I don't think we're going to do, but just to see it. And that would be tab. Come on. You unwrap. Cube projection. That is the, Technivo's kit, but the classic sort of grungy Star Wars look. We could adjust it. But do we want to give it that, or do we want to give it like a paint job? That's the question. We could also go with, let's try, just looking at some things. Here's just a gray paint. Kind of like that as well. Although I don't know if I make it gray. I feel like these guys are more white. But we can certainly start at that one. Let's look at what he's got for his material. Oftentimes the easiest way to fix it is just to search hue saturation value of 3. Makes it much brighter. Keeps the other stuff. Yeah, for right now, I kind of dig that. This bad boy here, what would we call it? It's called gray. Come on. Metal paint gray 2, or metal paint 2. Just to see it. Metal paint 2 on that, and on that. I mean, that's essentially realistic for what it should look like. That would depend if it was a cast vehicle or just an overall vehicle. So, possibly. This is a chosen aircraft, yes. But they tend towards white or neutral for everything because it's a combination of the colors. But yeah, there might be accent lines or something like that that could be if it was for that. Gotta sneeze 1 second. Excuse me. But just like how their buildings are gray too, right? That try different metal paint. And that one's green. I don't want it to necessarily be that green. Oh, I see. He just lowers the. He's doing the same kind of thing I'm doing. To get value to 1. Saturation of. Not a bad color for that. Try this also, metal paint 3. And this also metal paint 3. And this metal paint 4. Let's just check it. Don't mind that yellow. It's kind of fun. And then this. Maybe. No, I kind of just want it to be a dark gray, I think. Something like that. It's got a little bit of grunge to it that way, but not a lot. That feels pretty good to me. Hello, Unquiet Records. Good to see you. We are air vehicle designing today. I'm going to come into this thing. Oh, just going to grab that. And it's going to be its own thing. Plus, and I think it might be that same 4, right? And assign. It does help to assign it. Yeah, I like it, that color. I'll do the same thing on this one. Come on. L plus assign to 4. Cool, 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 cool. It's not looking bad. I'm still not sure about the green, but I'm going to leave it for right now. I think I want to make this darker in the front, though. So instead of paint 2, paint 4. How do I feel about that? No, I like it better the other way. Undo. We try. We're like, yeah, no. We undo. Okay, we're going to come to this object, though. And actually... Now that that's showing, great, X faces. Right? Right. Get rid of these two. See if it's still good. Dupe in. Come on, I need to see it in layout. That's okay, actually. Kind of like that. Interesting. Good. Okay. X faces. Okay. Yeah, now you can see into the vehicle. That's probably what I wanted to do. Still have some of those faces sticking there. That's what I wasn't sure about. You know, I think the easiest way just to deal with that is a good old-fashioned Boolean. Cube. Why did you not go there? Fine. There we go. Control minus. Cool. Sometimes you can go too far, just trying to make things all fancy shit with your modeling. Like, just cut it. Done. Hey, Zach. It is cut. Only we got the face too, didn't we? Well, we can also fix that. Tab 3X face. There we go. Now we're good. Okay. Let's go with cockpits. Kit objects, bake 2K. Sure. I'm just going to go into this and then rip it apart, I think. Which one do I want to use? I'm going to go with let's try this one. New collection. Just to get out of my way while I look at just it. Tab 3L. Let's see. Great. It does give me 2, which is what I wanted. 7. I think I'm just going to try and get rid of this whole thing. L, 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 L. Okay. Kind of just want those seats and maybe the cockpit part, but I think just the seats. And it looks like they're duped anyway. So let's get rid of this. L, X, faces. Cool. And grab all of that. There we go. Right? I don't even need that top thing, but that's fine. Get rid of that. Okay, it's just a seat. Cool. P section. Great. Get rid of that. Seat. Actually, it's a little large for what it needs to be. I've always kind of thought that about his seats. Like we don't need a seat that large. The scale is a little bit off on these. Alt-G. Fine. Object set origin 3D cursor. Scale down. I feel like that's reasonably good for a size for a seat. I'll put it there. And then mirror it like that. I guess maybe it needs to go back a little further or be a little smaller, one of the two. Let's shrink it down just a little bit more. Okay, it's inside. See if it looks right. I don't super care as long as it just sort of feels like it has a seat in there. And it does. Let's hide that. Okay. Seems like about right. Still too close. There we go. That looks about right to me. Great. I feel like that does the job for what we needed, which is to see some seats inside. And I feel like we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take it again and Alt-D, here. Down a little bit. And then we can go a little bit further apart here. Great. And then Alt-D. There. So we can just see that there are seats inside this thing. They're doing what they need to do. Great. Cool. Our rotor. This whole thing, let's see. I think it needs to be two things too, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Or it can. L plus assign metal paint 4. And do we leave it as black plastic matte for the other stuff? There's no reason not to. It doesn't have to be all graded out. We don't have to use distressed hull. That feels pretty good to me. Kind of liking it. I'm not entirely sure about the paint colors yet, but I think that they work well enough that we can use them, and I can tweak it later if I need to. Okay. I'm going to turn off our dude. And convert to mesh. Come on. Oh, I have that one selected. Object, convert to mesh. And then join. Oh. And then delete the cutters. Now join. And we have one vehicle. Get rid of that now. There are seats in there. Everything looks right. Cool. I'm just going to call it air vehicle. I know. It's kind of fun though. And I like that, like, even if I'm the only one who's going to pay attention to this thing, it has that, the seven-sided nature of this culture. So, like, there are some design language choices made because of who these people are that I appreciate. Let's see, maybe I am actually going to mirror it again. Just because. Do I want more panels? Nah, we'll leave it like I want this for right now. I'll still leave it mirrored though. Save. Okay. We're going to put it in the desert, I think, because why not? We got about 20 minutes. Another Wadi Canyon or just desert? Let's see what we get. Shift A, mesh, plane, S100. Okay, great. Rotation scale, tab, W, subdivide. Let's get something reasonable. 10 seems like a reasonable amount. Okay. And I do kind of want to use draw terrain. I liked that last time. So let's do that. Curve, Bezier curve. Tab, X, vertices, and then draw. And let's do a kind of a sweepy curve. But I didn't go far enough, did I? No. Sweepy curve. No, I let the horse run free because the desert, it had turned to sea. Here and modifier, terrain, draw terrain. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Unquiet. Exactly. And I didn't want it to feel military is the other thing too. Like that's it's not it's a civilian air vehicle. Did I not grab the yeah, can't give it its own plane. Bezier curve. There we go. How far down did I take it? 25 meters basically. We're gonna go 30 meters down. And then we're going to take this and we're going to actually destroy the base subdivision. I don't want to do that necessarily yet. Spread it wider. And top plateau, which in this case is bottom plateau, out. Maybe we will do the base sub one. Yeah. And that gives us a very even canyon. Then we can take this tab and you know what? I think I might try A, W, subdivide it. And that gives me more. And I can take this one, Alt S, and scale it out. And this one, bring it in. Just to adjust that a little bit. And then I don't think I want them all in the same height. So let's grab one, turn on proportional editing, and just go to random. And G, and scale it bigger. And something like that. Cool. Show enough into that. It's going to be a canyon. Whether or not there's going to be water or not, who knows? Who cares? We like that. Let's go create ourselves another Bezier. In case you haven't noticed, I actually like that word a lot too. It just seems fun to say. Bezier. And draw a new one on it. And we just kind of cut across this, so I'm making sure that I'm not lining up exactly to it. Come back to this sucker. We can just dupe our draw terrain. Well, no, it's a new draw terrain. Add modifier terrain. Draw terrain. This one I don't think I'm going to subdivide because we've already subdivided the other one. We'll select our curve to be Bezier curve 01, which I can then do that. And here we can top plateau again to flatten it out a bit down the center. Yeah, baby. That's cool looking. Can maybe smooth our peak just a bit. Oh, it does it for all of them. Good. Interesting. Oh, because it's the end, of course. It's curved. It's doing everything. Spread. Cool. All right, we like that. Let's do another one or two more. I'm liking this little thing here. That's looking neat. And 7. Actually, let's go off center slightly. Shift A, curve Bezier, tab X vertices, draw. And draw along like that. Now this one, yeah, okay. It's going to rotate. It's not straight on. Okay. We can come back to here and add a new modifier, another draw terrain. And we'll go to the third one. Again, kill our base subdivision. Curve, select Bezier curve 2. Right? It's, come on. Yeah, we'll just select it here. Curve, Bezier curve 2. And that cuts into our space nicely. Just gives us these sort of striations of rock that I feel like look pretty cool. And then one more on the other side. Let's put our curve there. Curve there, tab, X, vertices, and let's draw like that. And it's going to be way angled. Yep. We're just going to fix it. Turn off proportional. There we go. And same drill, right? Add, draw terrain. This is the fourth one. No subdivision. Bezier curve of 3. Get this one there. That's interesting. Maybe we gotta move it just a little bit. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna rotate it so it's not quite so steep. Ooh, that's too much. Angle -5. That's neat looking. Let's top plateau of 5. Let's see how that goes this. Yeah. And spread of 15. Takes it more. I mean, I think that's cool. So I'm gonna go with it. Cool. We'll call all that good. I'm just gonna, on this last one here now, we peak smooth 1. I think it smooths everything. I think it's just smoothing the entire terrain. Yep. Cool. And apply all. Okay, now I can just get rid of these Bezier curves. Kind of like to keep things organized if I don't need it. Let's now take our terrain. And what are we looking at for our polys? Let's just take a look at it. It's pretty heavy, particularly down there on the bottom. I'm going to quad remesh it real quick from 18,000 or 180,000 to, let's try 50,000. It is not symmetrical. Remesh it. It's thinking. Okay, how's that gonna, it takes us down. We actually didn't lose that many. I need to lose more than that. Oh, I turned down adaptive size to lower when I did before. Let's do it again. Remesh. Select a land. Remesh it. Better. Still big though. Well, actually, it's not too bad. Let's do just a bit more. Let's try one more time. Quad count 43. Remesh it. Come on, shrink go down. I could always just do a decimate, but I don't like decimate. And then I'd have to remesh it anyway because I want cute quads. That's better. Okay. Still gonna be big, but it's fine. Add a modifier, terrain, terrain or base. I mean, it is a huge terrain too, so. Woo, yeah. Let's cut our mesh resolution down to 3. I think that should speed us up without doing much to us. That looks kind of amazing. I don't think I'm really going to need to do much to actually like the fact that it's sticking out like that there. All that is cool. Sometimes after you've set it up right, the base settings just work. Apply. Nice. And now we can either move it or move the glider. There's no real reason one or the other. It's down low, which we just will need to remember when we do our geoscattering, which we're going to do now. Do we want water? Let's just see what a plane of water would look like. SY 100. Come on. So we could do like a wide ass. This is like almost a river at this point, not a whatever, but it would add something to it. Let's take it so it's just cutting through there. Right? Make sure it is. Yes, it is. So that is literally pretty much as low as it can be and still have water going all the way through. Because this is just runoff water, right? So there's not even... that's fine. It's not like it's a permanent river necessarily. Scale. Q. Solidify. Down. A bit more. Cool. Just a bit wider. Here we go. Rotation scale. All right, so we have that and that. Cool. Now I really like our water from yesterday, so I'm just going to use it again, which means I'm going to go grab it. Append. Wadi. Material. Is it pond? Yeah. AQ water pond. Append. And F4. There was a red desert rock. Yes. Append. So this thing, I'm going to go with AQ water pond. This, we need to tab A, U, unwrap, smart UV project, and then come back, and we're going to change it from the auto train default to red desert rock. And then we're going to take a look. And it's not going to line up right, but it's going to be close, right? Right. Actually, it's very close. Cool. And then water, new collection to water. Get rid of it. No, that's pretty good. It didn't do the wet one on this one because I have to adjust the height, but I may not even need it. I'm kind of liking it without it this time. Okay. So we got that. That's all right. Now, do we want to do rocks? I felt like the rocks yesterday were a little kind of looking. They didn't super work for me. They felt a little low res. Let's see. Botanic rocks. Can we do something with them? We have sandstone rocks. I don't know how big they all are, though. Let's see. Select those. Now, Geoscatter. Select our environment. We want to select from our browser, and we want them to be, I think we want them to be clumped. And we're going to go, yeah, the very basic clump, because it's still going to be probably a ton. And then save, just in case. Scatter assets. Yeah, that's a lot. But the scale seems about good on them. You want them a bit bigger. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is distribution. We're going to cut them down from 6 per meter squared to 2. Okay, scale. They're big size rocks, but let's go with from 0.66 to 0.8. This makes them a little bit bigger sometimes. Cool. Abiotic, slope. We don't want them on the hills. Not absolute. I think it's still too much. These hills are not as sharp. 10. Better. And then elevation. We need to say, I don't want to go up quite that high. Along there. Let's just go an even 40. Okay. Gives us some rocks. Let's see what it looks like. Sandstone should go well with the Red Rock Canyon. Pretty much does, yeah. That's not bad. Then I'm going to come back over here and do another biome scatter. And we're going to want the polygonic. Come on. Dry biome, this one, 4. Too much. Way too much. Only 4 million instances, is that all? Come on. All right. So first thing is we want to upward obstruct on water. It's not even going to be land on this one, so it's fine. I don't think we're putting a building in it. Great. Then, really all of them, but let's just go ahead and do it now. Trees, scale is fine. Abiotic, elevation to a max of, I think, about 40%. Cool. And then a slope. And not an absolute. Now let's turn it back on and see what that looks like. I get trees near the water. Good. Perfect. Now I'm going to just turn off Geoscatter so this is faster to do for a minute. Now we like those settings. Let's just do this. Tree 2. Elevation 40. Slope not absolute. Great. Grass. Elevation. Just going to repeat myself a whole bunch here, guys, but that's fine. Slope on grass. Let's let it go a bit more than 15. Let's say 20 or 30. Rock. You know, this rock I might even let go out of the first elevation 40, slope For rocks, we like 10, right? Cool. Rock 2. Elevation. 40. I know it's boring, right? Slope. 10. Not absolute. And then twigs. Elevation. I'm going to even make it lower. I'm going to say this one's going to be 30. And a slope of 12. I don't know, why not? Okay. Now I should be able to turn Geoscatter back on. I may not turn them all on. Let's save. 3, 2. Cool. Grass, I'm going to turn it on. It may be a little slow, but it worked okay yesterday at about these settings. That's too much on the angle for the grass, actually. We're going to set its angle to also like 12, I think. We're going to go pretty flat. Oh, it doesn't need to be absolute slope. I don't know if we have any upside downs, but we should turn it off anyway. Oh, did it crash? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Okay, it just went to a different blender. Great. Save. I'm going to turn off absolute slope, so theoretically can't go upside down because it just, I don't even know if we have any upside downs, but whatever. And actually I'm going to make its maximum height be, well, actually we'll give it transition, instead of 40, we'll leave it at 40, but we'll transition to 10. I should let it go a little higher, but it'll start to fade out as it goes up. Yep, cool. There's grass, that looks good. Let's turn it back off just so we don't choke ourselves. Rocks. Sure. Rock 2. Sure. Actually, both of these I want to move, group selected, new group. So now theoretically those can go under the water. And twigs, yeah, they're there. Great. Where'd my rocks go? Oh, they're there. Okay. Maybe we want a few more of these. I took it down to 2. Let's take it up to 4. 4 seems all right. And then, even though it is ridiculous that a vehicle be flying this low, if it were flying at speed, let's bring our vehicle down into our canyon just because it looks cooler. I'm going to turn off Geoscatter. And it looks like we're more interested in looking this way, which I like because it hides that end because of the curve, so we're going to have to turn it around or decide it's flying, which way it's flying. But that's very nape of the earth. Let's go a little higher. And because that's going to be like our functional shot is like that. Let's turn it so it's facing us. Okay. And photographer, camera, the Alexa 65, lens, the anamorphic cook, but let's take it to 35. And we need to go deeper than 100 for our clip end. Let's say 250. Okay. And then resolution, wide, and I'm just going to, while I'm here doing it now, I'm just going to take it to 100. Save. We don't have a sky yet, but that's going to be the next thing. Geoscatter back in. Cool. So we're kind of, our first shot kind of has the air vehicle hidden by that tree, which I don't even mind, although we could just move it, frame it that way, but I kind of don't mind it being like that. Nice. Let's give it a sky, HDR maker, import an HDR, map paint. Let's do 60. And we'll go look at the JPEGs, see which ones we want. Honestly, 10:03 seems good. I kind of want to go with like a real early in the day, low light. EXRs, yes. 10:03, cool. Try that. And turn off Geoscatter while I fix my lighting. And see what it looks like. Okay. That's very in my face. Angle 60. Ooh. We like this black on white here thing there, so we'll remember that. 120. Even better. That's going to be hard to beat. Nope, too much, but we'll just keep going around. Nope. Definitely not. So 120 was looking good. Let's just try 90. 90. Yes. Versus 120. Get more light with 90. See more of our environment. But we still got the cool contrast of light to dark there that I like. And we're going to say our photography. Well, actually, our light looks good this time for exposure, but let's go to 8 will be too. No, 8 might actually be too bright for this one. 9.25. And we'll change the world settings while I'm thinking about it down from high contrast to base contrast. Okay. And focus on our vehicle. Turn on our geoscatter. We haven't got everything on, so it's hard to see exactly, but I think that will be good. Let's try taking our camera. I'm going to go a little bit down more, so we've motivated it more. It's like it's shot from the ground angle. There we go. That also makes these plants have a lot more impact on us, and I want that. And I'm going to be just a little bit me. I made my own palm tree I want to add one of too. So mine, organic trees. It's just got some brown bits to it that I like having. It's also lower. It's not as big a palm tree. Those other ones are big trees. I'm going to make it a bit bigger just so it kind of fits in. Cool. Just kind of putting something here. Cool. And anything else I want to do with that? And go with plants. We got no way of plants. Just good ground cover. Just a little bit of that there. Could even do more of it. Yeah, probably just overkill. But we'll leave it in for why not, because, you know, why not? All right. Geoscatter. We could theoretically turn things on. We've seen like it's worked. And we've saved everything now. So as our final little bit, we could turn on the grass and the twigs. Everything else is on anyway. Grass. Yeah, that's better. Twigs. Okay, I do like that. I think I want one more of those trees over here, and not my tree. We want to grab the instances of geoscatter, right? Is it this one? Do I have to have them turned on? Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I guess I do. Fine, turn off that, turn off that, turn off that. Okay, trees. These are the ones that are going. These are our instances. Tree 1, we'll grab this one. We're gonna Shift D, M, just a scene collection. Cool, and we're gonna object, set origin, 3D cursor, object, set origin, geometry to origin. Great. And bring it up a little bit so it's not totally just clipping. Did the exact same thing yesterday. I just want to make sure we can still see the ship, so that will work. There we go. Dirty the foreground. Always dirty your foreground. On. Can't even tell if those are doing anything. I think there are some. Save. Take a look. I think we're getting there. I think I want something here. It just feels like because it's coming around, I like one of those trees there, maybe. This is how it always goes with me. Michael laughs because it's like, I'm done. No, I'm not. I'm done. No, I'm not. This thing. Shift D. Object set origin to 3D cursor. I think that'll help us. I think that will help make that edge feel just a little bit less barren and weird. Yeah. We don't want to go too far because we don't want to draw attention to it. So that's the only other thing. But you know, hey. These days, just raise an eyebrow. Yeah, it's because you know. I've tired him out. Yep. I think that's better for me. I like it. All right, folks. I think we're done. We kind of made this quickie landscape after we did the vehicle, but really the main focus of today was this bad boy here, which, though it is simple, I think works really well for what we want it to be and gives us a sense of some of the tech of this culture that I am pleased to continue playing with. Can we do a Q? We're going to sharpen it. See if that helps us any. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. I appreciate it. I'll get this posted up on the socials in just a little bit. And then we'll be back again tomorrow for another one. I think we might do a land vehicle tomorrow. I've got a couple ideas, but we'll see. I also might be inspired by something else. So you never know. But yeah, thanks again for hanging out. And hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow or soon. Okay, folks, take care. Bye.